Hi, my name is Tao Tran. I am a candidate for the Education Specialist degree in Instructional Technology at Kennesaw State University. I will be sharing with you my capstone project on digitizing student-led portfolios and conferences. At my school, Martin Technology Academy of Math and Science, we have increased our technology because of more funding. By using the Seesaw app, digital portfolios would allow students and parents to electronically view their work in a digital archive as they progress through school. The work will be convenient to access. Research has found that involving students with assessing their work in the classroom would enhance their academic performance. A study conducted by Borba and Olvera found that student-led conference results in better communication between the school and home. It also helps parents better understand the need for improvement from their child's perspective. In turn, student-led conferences would result in greater personal responsibility for students and enhances their ability to share personal accomplishments. The work would be easily accessible and convenient to access. Kramer offer insights that digital portfolios have a positive impact on student achievement across the curriculum. The public high stakes of digital portfolios is a powerful motivator. The public real-world applications of creating and maintaining digital portfolios as a long-term process has also proved to be a powerful tool for the student to reflect on their growth through high school, academically, and personally. In order for portfolio collection to serve a purpose, students must make an authentic connection to the real world. Junowicz stated, "Self-evaluation is valuable for students even after they finish their schooling and are functioning in the real world. Students are accountable for their actions and are able to understand the purpose of their work to be successful citizens outside the classroom." One of our school's goals is to increase the use of technology and effectively live up to its name. The need that I propose to address at Martin is digitizing student-led portfolios and conferences. Throughout the school year, students are encouraged to select their best work from each subject area to place in a portfolio. Every spring, these portfolios are shared with their families on a chosen student-led conference night. In the past, students compiled their work through filing folders and teachers were responsible for the collection of their work. The work has to be student-created and there must be at least one work file per subject area. Not only are students compiling artifacts for every subject, they will also have an additional technology project added to their digital portfolios. The project will affect all 5th grade students and teachers. Although I currently teach 2nd grade, after speaking and getting permission from administrators at my school, they felt that 5th graders had the most experience with student-led conferences in the past, and they can be independent in collecting artifacts digitally. The objectives of my capstone are: introduce a new concept of digitizing portfolios for student-led conferences by inspiring and leading the development and implementation of a shared vision to promote excellence and support transformational change throughout the organization. Plan professional development sessions with teachers who will implement digital portfolios in their classrooms by effectively integrating technology into their teaching practices and collaboratively plan and assist them in utilizing technology to improve teaching, learning, and assessment. Meet with each classroom and model student-led digital conferences by creating, supporting, and managing effective digital learning environments. Design and implement program evaluations to determine the overall effectiveness of professional learning on deepening teacher content knowledge, improving pedagogy, and increasing student learning with post-conference surveys and reflections. My capstone project plan is broken down month by month. In October, I met with the instructional technology specialist on technology needs at Martin, presented ideas to leadership and received approval to conduct the project, met with 5th grade teachers and discussed proposal, sent pre-surveys via Google Form to teachers and students to gauge the current status, and talked to each 5th grade class about digital portfolios, went over what the goal would be and what they are expected to do on Student-Led Conference Day. In November, I began professional development with teachers on digital portfolio maintenance and provided a list of web resource or student projects. I sent letters home to parents informing them of student-led conferences in March. Student-led conference was planned for March, but due to schedule changes, the conference day was changed to the end of February, which I later notified parents of the correct date. In December, I had a follow-up meeting with teachers by troubleshooting and answering any questions on the maintenance of digital portfolios. And I visited classrooms to follow up with students and teachers. In January, I led professional development with teachers on how to conduct a digital student-led conference. I also sent another letter home reminding parents of student-led conferences, but corrected the date to late February instead of March due to a schedule change by our principal. A remind text with a link to Doodle was sent to parents where they can go ahead and sign up for student-led conference time slot. Here is a screenshot of the times that parents signed up for. My original plan was for Student-Led Conference Day to occur in March. However, due to scheduling changes, I had to adapt and complete everything by the end of February. In February, I prepare students by modeling a digital student-led conference to each class. Student-led conferences were implemented on February 26. Afterwards, surveys were sent home to parents, teachers, and students via paper and email. Prior to implementation, a pre-survey was sent out to teachers and students via Google Forms to gauge the current status. Training sessions were developed based on survey results and to give teachers an opportunity to share the progress of using digital portfolios in their classrooms. While monitoring the discussions, I was able to determine what knowledge teachers have gained and what direction future training sessions may need to take. Teachers were given the timeline and a plan of action on what students need to complete monthly. Students were also given a copy of the same timeline and a rubric to show mastery. Informal observations such as classroom visits were done on an as-needed basis. Post-conference surveys of parents, teachers, and students were sent out after the digital student-led conferences were completed. Here, I will be talking about the description of my Capstone experience and results. A pre-conference survey was conducted to gauge the current status of iPad usage, portfolio upkeeping, and participation in student-led conferences in the previous years. Results show a variety of usage for classroom iPads, ranging from research, reading books, and collaborating with others. However, a 59.6% says they do not use iPads at all in the classroom, possibly because teachers do not know what to do with the iPads. All 5th grade students responded that they currently keep up with student portfolios in their classroom. A majority of 5th grade students, 86.9%, stated that the teacher currently keeps it for them, while the other 13.1% indicated that they keep up with their own portfolio. This is important because students were not held responsible for their portfolios, and it hindered their personal reflection on growth during the year. And almost all 5th graders responded to having participated in student-led conferences in the past. On the day of student-led conferences, students directed parents to sign in for teacher record. Then students would find their student-led conference folder in a basket. The student-led conference folder included their conference agenda and any notes that they wrote to help guide them through the conference. Then students would find an empty computer or iPad station to share their artifacts with their parents. Surveys to parents, teachers, and students were sent out after the digital student-led conferences were completed. The results of the post-conference survey proved to be a success for all involved. Teachers felt the responsibility of using the iPads for data collection supported the notion of student-led engagement. While the student-led conferences were generally a success, there was an incident where a few students did not have enough evidence in their portfolio to showcase. Some teachers felt that they could have kept a better eye and checked more frequently on each student's portfolios. They suggested giving students a timeline of checkpoints and what is expected at each checkpoint. Teachers responded that iPad usage increased only slightly in their classroom, not only for portfolio collection, but students felt more comfortable using it because it was stored in an accessible place in the classroom. In previous years, iPads that were available had to be shared between teachers. This year, the school purchased more iPads for the computer lab, and students had the opportunity to also use them there. In comparison to this year's student-led conference versus previous years, teachers noticed more engagement, enthusiasm, and involvement in all students. Students were excited to showcase their electronic portfolios to parents. They felt successful because they were prepared going into student-led conference day. After training teachers, teachers allow students to partner up and rehearse prior to presenting to their parents. Parents viewed student-led conference day this year in a more positive note. They had more interest this year because their children were excited about it. Overall, parents felt that the monthly text and email reminders increased their understanding and comfort about what was going on in their child's classroom. Communication was much better this year. In completing the capstone, I learned the importance of integrating technology to enrich students not only in learning, but also self-reflection. Students' online portfolios allow them to reflect on work done throughout the school year. They will always have online access to it and can commemorate their best work. I also encounter a few teachers who were resistant to change at first. They were hesitant in the beginning, but later realized that I was there to make their pedagogy more engaging and effective. They were able to see me as a collaborator rather than someone who wasted their time. In researching appropriate technology to meet the needs of my school's visions and goals, I gained a wealth of knowledge to help me successfully complete my capstone. It also helped me choose the best fit tool to benefit all students. I was able to introduce a new concept of digitizing portfolios for student-led conferences by inspiring and leading the development and implementation of a shared vision to promote excellence and support transformational change throughout the school. The skills I developed were effective communication and collaboration with all stakeholders involved. I thoughtfully planned professional development sessions with teachers who implemented digital portfolios in their classrooms by effectively integrating technology into their teaching practices. I collaborated and planned and assisted them in utilizing technology to improve teaching, learning, and assessment. The dispositions required of the capstone were understanding of technology, building trusting relationships with stakeholders, and confidence in my abilities as a technology facilitator. I met with each classroom and modeled student-led digital conferences by creating, supporting, and managing effective digital learning environments. In designing and implementing program evaluations, I was able to determine the overall effectiveness of professional learning on deepening teacher content knowledge, improving teacher pedagogy skills, and increasing student learning with post-conference surveys and reflections. In the future, I suggest implementing a similar project in your own grade level. It was very difficult to manage it in another grade level because of scheduling conflicts. The reason why it was implemented in 5th grade was because administrators felt that 5th graders had the most experience with student-led conferences, and they can be independent in collecting artifacts digitally. I found this to be false as I tested out on a smaller scale for my own classroom. 2nd grade students were able to independently scan their own artifacts. With the help of me sitting next to them and their parents to guide and prompt them during student-led conference day, the process was a success. I hope to start strong in the new school year by introducing it from the beginning. I want to have the class already set up on Seesaw, go over rules for using, and set out a time frame of what types of artifacts are expected to be due in their digital portfolios. This concludes my capstone presentation. Thank you so much for your time.